This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Thursday, September 26th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. In 1899, Joseph Steely Morgan helped build a canning plant in the Scott County city of Austin, eventually forming what would become known as Morgan Foods. The company is celebrating 125 years in business this week, and CEO Louis Gottesboner said the culture has been key to Morgan's longevity.
We're very fortunate to have great people, and you have to make a great product, and it's got to be very high quality. So our job, of course, is to make store brand or private label products that are at the highest possible quality at the lowest possible price. So create value for consumers.
Morgan Foods employs nearly 1,000 workers in Austin as well as in Saline, Michigan. Officials in Kokomo say tourism spending has increased close to 20% in the past few years, according to a new study. The study was commissioned by the Greater Kokomo Visitors Bureau and found that Howard County saw visitors spending $181 million in 2023, up from $107 million in direct expenditures 5 years ago. Indianapolis-based Debico A-Bridge and its parent company, Debico Airport Solutions, are planning to expand their local operations and add 151 jobs over the next 15 months. Both companies make equipment for the aviation industry. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, 1 goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
The lack of affordable childcare options in Indiana is costing the state, not just on an individual level, but also in terms of economic potential, according to a new study from the Indiana Chamber of Commerce and Early Learning Indiana. The price tag is $4.22 billion each year, of which $1.17 billion can be linked to annual loss in tax revenue. Early Learning Indiana CEO Maureen Weber.
What we know is that too many parents are having a real challenge finding adequate care, especially true for infants and toddlers, because there's just less supply across Indiana. Our organization does an annual study, and we found that we have about 61% of the care that we need to meet the needs of Hoosier families across the state. And so what that looks like for an individual family is that they are turning down job opportunities, they are turning down promotions, they are choosing not to pursue education or putting it off because they simply can't find childcare to meet their needs.
Parents missed an average of 14 days of work due to childcare disruptions per year, costing employers $906 million annually. Others left the workforce entirely, and turnover cost employers another $2.14 billion. Friends of the University of Notre Dame, or FUND, a not-for-profit organization dedicated to supporting student athletes at the University of Notre Dame, said this week it will discontinue operations prior to the start of the 2025-26 academic year and cease accepting donations after December 31st. Instead, the organization is transitioning to support a new for-profit entity known as Rally. Rally will facilitate partnerships between business owners, student athletes, and the wider Notre Dame community, with opportunities such as endorsement deals, sponsorships, and other commercial activities. However, FUND did not specify precisely why it decided to make that transition. Endress & Hauser General Manager Todd Lucy is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.